Live from Orlando at CCA Florida headquarters, it's the 2020 edition of Star Search with your host, Captain Lisa Fitzgerald, and Star's right-hand girl, skipper Amanda Kirpin. Tonight, enjoy special guests, live interviews, tips and tricks on how you can succeed in Star, and chances to win special prizes. Now, here's your host, Captain Lisa.
Well, hey there, everyone, and good evening once again. Welcome to the 8th episode of Star Search. You know, for many weeks now, we've been bringing you new information about the upcoming CCA competition presented by Yamaha. This past weekend was the first weekend and the first several days of the competition. Oh, boy, was it exciting. We want to share some photos, statistics, and a little bit more. But first, let me introduce my co-host, CCA's Regional Director of the Panhandle and our skipper, Amanda Kirpin.
Thanks, Lisa, and thank you to everyone tuning in tonight to our weekly broadcast of Star Search. These past few days have been an exciting and heartbreaking. So we are seeing a pattern from years past, and tonight we hope to provide you with some information that will help you from being one of the statistics. This is a live stream, so remember, comment, say hello. We want it to be interactive and we want to hear from you. So like, comment, and share this Facebook Live video, and you will be entered to win Star prizes tonight. The winners will be drawn at the end of our live broadcast. There's John. We sent him his prize pack last week and he received it. So thanks for tuning in again, John. We do have a lot of updates and info to share on tonight's show. But before we get into that, we have a quick set of photos we'd like to share with all of you. This first one is from Amy, and she had a hard time using the measuring device on her kayak. So she figured out a way to put it on the measuring board and just go ahead and tape it on there so she can easily access the measuring device and get some pictures while she's fishing on her kayak. So thank you for sharing, Amy. All right. Well, these are a few pictures from years past of some unregistered anglers who caught tag redfish. Remember, they always say, oh, I didn't think it would happen to me. So finding one of these iHeartRadio tag redfish is not as hard as it seems. Lisa, can you give us a brief overview of the Star competition one more time?
Certainly, Amanda. Thank you so much. And as you can see, there are a lot of anglers there who have caught the Star tag redfish, but just weren't registered in the competition. And you know, we could not put on Florida's largest fishing competition without the support of our sponsors. They're the reason why we have the opportunity to give away nearly $500,000 in prizes. So I really want to speak briefly about the competition and share Just a little bit, as you can see, just getting you revved up on all the tagged redfish photos that were from last year of people who did capture them. STAR is a catch photo competition. We have nearly 100 days of fishing, although we've had a few days already passed. We've had nearly 100 days of fishing and close to $500,000 in prizes. Our signature division is the iHeartRadio tagged redfish division. We also have a tagged dolphin division, and all of those fish are in the water, all of our tagged fish. Here are some of our great sponsors right now, so that you have an opportunity to take a look and go in and please, if you've got the opportunity, go to their website, patronize these individuals, and make sure that you let them know that the reason that you're shopping with them or purchasing from them is because of the CCA STAR competition and the relationship that we have with them. All the fish that you just saw that were tagged and recaptured come from the coastal waters of Florida. But I want to let you know that there are several counties that actually have more tagged redfish than any other county in the state of Florida. First and foremost, Charlotte County has a total of 8 tagged redfish. And last year, Charlotte County had 2 tagged redfish winners that came from their county. Citrus County also has 8 tagged redfish, and they had a winner come from their county in 2017. And every year they have multiple tagged redfish caught in their county. And Brevard County, every year they have unregistered anglers catching tagged redfish in their county, and they have yet to have a winner come from their county. So this year I'm counting on one of you who are registered to go to Brevard County and catch that tagged redfish to win. And just remember, it's not just those tagged redfish that give you a shot at winning prizes. It's every fish that you catch over the summer gives you the opportunity to win prizes. The competition started June 1st. It runs through October the 4th. You're looking at some of the fish that we've released. It is not the biggest fish that wins in this competition. It gives everybody, although that fish Sarah caught was quite an impressive redfish. It is not the biggest fish that wins. You just have to have a legal minimum size fish in the open divisions. It's easy to enter your fish. You take a photograph of it on the official 2020 STAR measuring device. Today I saw a lot of entries that had a blue measuring device. Please remember, go to your local West Marine store or one of our distribution locations and get the official 2020 West Marine measuring device so that when you submit your catch, I can approve it. I don't want to have to reach out to you and tell you it's not approved. So you're going to go ccaflstar.com and you'll look for the distribution locations. You can also go onto our website and find the About tab, which will give you instructions on how to enter your fish into the competition. So Amanda, one last thing, the tags are orange, so remember that. Did I forget anything?
Well, you sure covered a lot of it, Lisa. But if anyone does have any questions, I've been seeing a few come in. We will have a question and answer segment at the end of this broadcast. So please type your questions into the comment section on Facebook, and we will try to answer all of them by the end of the show. But remember, sometimes if you have a high privacy setting on Facebook, we can't see your comments come through. So if you still have questions that are not answered through this show or on our ccaflstar.com website, you can always email info@ccaflorida.org. We can answer your questions there. Now, tonight, we're going to be sharing some first week news. So, Lisa, what do we have to report today?
Well, if you'll remember, last week, we talked about the fish that was recaptured in Walton County by a young man. He caught the fish only an hour after that fish was released in the Santa Rosa Beach area. There he is right there. And he was kind enough to release that fish with tag intact so that someone else has an opportunity to win, and hopefully he is registered at this time. Over the 4th of July weekend were not just fireworks from our, from our beaches and from our shorelines. To say there were fireworks was an understatement, and we have some sad stories to tell. We do have 2 additional tagged redfish, iHeartRadio tagged redfish, that were recaptured by unregistered angler. The first one was reported from an angler in Tampa Bay, and the second was reported from an angler in South Sarasota Bay. And this young man was fishing with a captain. He's from Georgia. He was not aware of the competition, but his captain was. And unfortunately, he was not registered. But I will tell you the good news. There is a good side to this. Both of these fish were released. They have their tags in tow. So if someone else recaptures those tagged redfish, they have the opportunity to win a brand new Contender, Pathfinder, Carolina Skiff, Hughes Redfisher, all powered by a Yamaha motor sitting on a trailer. And if a youth angler recaptures one of them, they have the opportunity to win a Salt Marsh Skiff 1656 sitting on a trailer, powered by Yamaha, with a Minn Kota trolling motor on it, Humminbird electronics, and a shallow water anchor on the transom. It's easy, it's fun. That's what Star is all about. That's why every fish that you catch this summer can be submitted, and it gives you the potential to earn prizes in the competition. So remember, I keep getting questions. Every fish you catch this summer, take a photograph of it on the official measuring device, and you might have the opportunity to win a brand new boat. These are some of our winners from past years in the iHeartRadio tagged redfish division. They've taken home brand new Pathfinders, brand new Contenders, brand new trucks. So please make sure that you get the opportunity, submit your photos, and we'll review them. I do want to let you know that so far we have had 2,953 submissions, some entries of fish that were caught. We have 352 buckets of garbage that have been submitted, and we have over 5,000 registered anglers at this point in the competition. So we're very excited. As you can see, you have the tarpon that you can enter in the competition. It gives every fish gives you the opportunity to win because it is a random drawing. It is not the biggest fish that wins. We do not require you to harvest fish in order to win in this competition. And as I said, it's not the biggest fish, but that's a whopper right there. Way to go, John Williams. We do ask that you harvest our lionfish. That is a puffer fish. How many tournaments could you win a prize for entering a puffer fish? We've already, as I said, had a lot of trash entries, 352 to be exact. And some of them do have the trash can bucket toppers on them, and they are entered in the $500 prize drawing. So get your trash can bucket topper, put it on your bucket, submit it. Our tackle webs prize is still out there. I'm waiting to see some pictures with your tackle webs on your boat, and that is a $500 prize package from the submissions that are entered there. So Amanda, back to you.
And remember, everyone, registration is open throughout the competition, so you can still register all the way up to October 4th. So if you have anyone fishing on your boat this summer, make sure that they're registered too, because if they catch the tagged redfish, it doesn't mean that you caught it, and it doesn't mean that you win a boat. So make sure that everyone on your boat is registered if you're taking anyone. So we've also got a lot of calls regarding access to the app. So I do want to talk about that really quick. You must know your username and password in order to access the CCA Florida Star Tournament app or Star website to log your catch entries. Now, if you became a member, renewed your membership, or registered for Star via the website or app, you will utilize the same username and password you created in your profile during registration to sign into the app and CCA website. So if at any point you are prompted to create a profile. That is your username and password, and that's what you would use on the app as well. So if you cannot remember or do not know your username or password, please access joincca.org and select the membership page. And you can see on this image that we're showing, there's a click here to retrieve your username, click here to retrieve your password. And below that sign in button, it said, forgot my password, forgot username. And you can also click on those to help you retrieve that information or to reset your username or password. So we want to make sure everyone is able to log in and get their information and get registered and start logging catches on the app. So if you are fishing anywhere in the state of Florida this summer, you have got to be registered for Star because there are some pretty great prizes to win.
You know, Amanda, I've also received a lot of questions about the species in Star and how to enter them. And if you don't catch a iHeartRadio tagged redfish, there's still lots of other fish to catch. So what I'm going to remind everyone is when you go into the app, you're going to select your species. And here you can see the app itself. When you go into the app, select your species, and then it will ask you to select your division. For trout, non-tagged redfish, snook, tarpon, grouper, kingfish, or mahi-mahi, all of those are open divisions. So you select your species. It would be the spotted sea trout, open division, the snook, open division, and that's how you will submit your entry. So don't get confused. Just allow yourself to select the species and then the division. If you select the kayak division and you enter a legal trout, at that point, you've only entered one entry into that division. You have to remember, in the ladies division, the kayak division, any of these divisions, you can only submit one entry per day. But we have wonderful prizes. We have prizes from Salt Marsh Skiff, Piranha Boats, Carolina Skiff, Yamaha Motors, there's Power Poles, Costa Sunglasses, Minn Kota Trolling Motors, Hummingbird Electronics, Engel Coolers, and so much more. The Tarpon division has a $10,000 prize package. That includes some really great stuff. Your first place prize in the Snook division is a Piranha boat. Your first place prize in the non-tagged redfish is a brand new Salt Marsh Skiff. Your first place prize in the spotted sea trout is a Carolina Skiff. Guys, you don't have to target the iHeartRadio tagged redfish. You still can win boats without having to catch that iHeartRadio tagged redfish. But if you do, you have the opportunity at the other great prizes as well. And remember, there are 6 places paid out in most of our divisions, and it is a random drawing. Again, I want to thank all of our partners. And Amanda, I know that you appreciate them as well.
Well, I can't say it enough. These are some absolutely incredible prizes, and we can't thank our partners and sponsors enough. They truly believe that STAR has helped promote the sport of fishing, the preservation of a habitat, and conservation of our marine resources. So we truly thank all of our sponsors, and be sure to patronize those sponsors. We put up the sponsor slides, show you their logos, but when you have the opportunity, please patronize them, as they have helped CCA and the conservation of our marine resources. Now, Lisa, speaking of those prizes, when will the prizes be awarded?
Well, Amanda, that's a great question, and I'm hoping everybody is up for a really great party. It will be the award ceremony on October the 17th, and Punta Gorda Englewood Beach Visitors and Conventions Bureau is our presenting sponsor for that. It will be at the Punta Gorda Fairgrounds, and tickets will be available online in September. And so, I want to remind everyone that we will be presenting our winners with their prizes there. We're going to have a wonderful dinner, open bar, and some amazing entertainment from a trop rock band called the Three Amigos. They're the top trop rock band in the country, so we're really excited about that. We also have some other important dates that we should cover. Remember, the competition is already in play, and it will run through October the 4th. But what's really critical about that information is that our registration is still open. So please, please, please get registered. I don't want you to call me and tell me that you caught a tagged redfish and you weren't registered, or you go fishing and every fish you catch, you can enter and have a chance to win something. Come on, guys and girls. The app you can download on your phone now. The star measuring devices are available in all of the West Marine stores, and there's a complete list of distribution locations available on our website at ccaflstar.com. Go in, select the region that you're in, and you can find the location nearest you. Also, we are going to continue Star Search every Wednesday at 8 p.m., giving you some updates until the end of July. And again, I've already covered the Star Awards banquet, so I don't think I've left anything out. Amanda, do you?
Well, don't forget the ccaflstar.com website has all the up-to-date information about these important dates and more. And be sure to follow us on social media. Our Facebook and Instagram pages are the first to know when we have a tagged redfish caught. So be sure that you are in the know and follow us on our social media sites. We would also like to talk about some upcoming CCA important dates. Each week we are doing our Star Search at 8 p.m. But also on Wednesdays, we are doing Winner's Choice Wednesdays. And I've gone over this a few times. And if you haven't been a part of it, you need to, because it's only $20 for this raffle. It's a 1 in 100 chance. We only sell 100 tickets per raffle round. So if we have a high demand, we'll actually do 2 or 3 raffles that day. But they do sell out quick. It's only $20 to enter. And if you are chosen as the winner, you get your choice of any of the amazing prizes. There's trips for a long weekend. There's guns. There's an inflatable stand-up paddleboard, a Traeger grill. There's some pretty cool prizes on there. So be sure that you're in the know. And it's every Wednesday at 7 a.m. It's on our ccaflorida.org, the store tab on our website. So be sure to join that. Now, next week, we are having our Coastal Social. It's our third one. It's called Fish the Legend. This is where we are raffling off the Maverick boat. It's going to be Thursday, July 16th, around 8 p.m., I believe, Lisa. We're going to be live broadcasting from Mudhole Custom Tackle in Oviedo, and we are going to be raffling off that Maverick. These Maverick boat tickets are only $25 for a single, and if you buy 3, they're $20 a piece, so you get kind of a little discount there. We've been seeing a couple more boat ticket sales come in this week because people are excited, so make sure you're in on that raffle too. You have to be in it to win it. All right.
Amanda, I'm going to bring up something there. In the Coastal Social, if you want to have an opportunity to fish with me on an absolutely gorgeous Pathfinder with all your food prepared, adult beverages from Papa's Pilar and from Devil's River Whiskey, you're going to have an opportunity to bid on that on the Coastal Social. So if you attended the Coastal Social in the past and didn't get a chance to bid on fishing with me, I'd love to take one of our viewers fishing and put them on some really great fish.
And listen, people, I've been fishing with Lisa. She is an incredible angler, very knowledgeable. I learned something just driving around in a car with you. So being on the boat with you, I learn a ton. And I know that you'll provide an amazing experience for some lucky winner.
Well,
all right.
I'm excited.
Winners, yes. Speaking of winners, we have our winners for tonight's raffle. Let's see who they are. We're working on it. Sorry, everyone. All right, Donna Langston, thank you for joining, and Billy Roberts. All right, we're gonna have someone comment on your comment, and it's gonna be my contact information. Make sure you send me an email as soon as possible with your contact and shipping information, and we'll get a star prize pack to you. So thank you for liking, sharing, and commenting, Donna and Billy. Lisa, are you ready for our question and answer segment?
I'm excited. Yeah, very good.
All right, let's see. First question is from, were any redfish released in no motor zones?
Well, I can tell you, Katrina, I was actually on the east coast of Florida, and in some of the areas that we released fish, yes, fish were released in no motor zones. But I cannot tell you on the West Coast. However, I do believe that that Brian may have released a few in no motor zones.
And they could always swim out of those. Woo! All right, we got a long one from Tony. So she's a newbie star member. She went kayaking last night, has a question, caught a ladyfish, went to log in the conservation division, filled in all the fields, and when it asked the condition of the fish, wanted to release before exhausted, so she did so. And then she got a prompt to take a picture, which then it was too late. Can you load the picture first, then fill out the fields? Also, if you catch a fish and take a picture but don't upload it immediately, can you do it the following day? Yes, Tony, you have 24 hours. Lisa, if you want to explain that.
Yes, that's correct. You have 24 hours to log your catch. What you can do, Tony, is take the photo and save it in your album or save it on your phone. And then once you get off the water, you have the opportunity through the app to go back and select the pictures that you want to log. So it saves you from having that situation.
Yes.
But welcome, and we're glad to have you.
Yes. All right, this next one is from Vinny. How many tagged redfish are in Key West?
So in Key West, Vinny, we spread them out through Monroe County. I'm not exactly sure how many would be directly in Key West proper, but I do know that we have 4 in Monroe County. And if you will remember, in some of the federal waters, we are not able to release fish. So you might want to think about where those fish could be put before fishing those areas.
Good question. From Ken, any tagged redfish in Volusia County?
Ken, oh my gosh, yes. Volusia County has some gorgeous redfish. I personally released those redfish myself, and I can tell you, you've gotten some really great fish in Volusia County. There are a total of 5 in Volusia County. I know there is definitely a 22, a 26 and a quarter, and a couple of other really great fish that we released in Volusia County.
I love that you remember all that, Lisa. All right, this next one is from Brian. What's the deal with the tackle webs? He just wants to be sure. Where do we send the pictures?
So what you will do, Brian, is in the photos that you submit, when you're taking your picture of your measuring device, you open your hatch. If you've got your tackle web in there or you've got a tackle web on the side, try to get the tackle web in your picture so that when you submit your picture, you can actually see the tackle web in there. If you can't do it that way, all you have to do is submit through the app into the conservation with a no catch or with something, submit it some way through the app, and we will go ahead. I go through and look at all the pictures on a daily basis, and I select and move pictures around and edit them to put them in the right locations. But if you have tackle web in your photo, we select and put them into a special category, and then we will do a random drawing of all of those photos and award a $500 cash prize from Tackle Webs.
Excellent. And Lisa, I know you went over it before, that you look at every picture that's submitted. So with the tackle webs or the thrash can bucket topper, and also when it comes to the buckets of trash, we can tell when it looks like you just filled up your bucket from your beer cans that you had that day. Like it needs to be presentable to where it looked like you got it from the water on the beach or something like that. Am I right?
Yeah, it's garbage you picked up. It's garbage that you've collected. It's a 5-gallon bucket full of garbage collected. So pick it up off the waterways, shorelines. If you're at a boat ramp, you're walking back to your truck and there's garbage everywhere. Just pick it up. And Pam, I love your message there. Yeah, this gentleman who caught this fish continued to text me after we initially told him what he could have won. And he kept sending me a text. I think he sent me like 10 or 12 texts. And the word he used every time that he texts me, and he texts me the same word, unfortunate, unfortunate, unfortunate. So yeah, he's pretty mad at himself.
Oh, yes. All right. So from Jody, do you get a confirmation email for each entry? She entered 4 fish on Friday, but only got 1 email.
You should receive a confirmation email for each of your entries. However, if you're in an area where you have poor service, sometimes you will not get those. I'm happy to look up for you, Jody, to see if your entries are in there. But we haven't had anyone who's reached out to me who's said, hey, I didn't get an email, not have their entries in the app.
Good question. From Clifford, what's the cost of the banquet tickets again?
So Clifford, the cost of the banquet tickets are $50 for an adult and $20 for a youth.
And that is October 17th.
That's correct. We
All
want
right,
to see you there.
Yes, the Trop Rock Band is calling.
Yes.
Robin wants to know, is there a snapper category?
So there is a snapper is eligible in the youth scholarship division, and you can enter snapper into the conservation division. There is not an actual division for snapper, but it is eligible in the youth scholarship division, and you can enter any species of snapper in the conservation division and of any size.
And that's new for this year, right?
Yes.
The snapper. Excellent. And Mike wants to know, do you have to be present to win? I don't know if he meant tonight for the star prize packs or what.
Well, Mike, hey, I've talked to you a couple times on the phone. So nice to have you tune in with us tonight. You do not have to be present to win your prize. However, if it's too big for us to ship, you will have to come to Orlando to pick it up. So why not come to a wonderful celebration and enjoy great music, good food, and a fun time?
Exactly. Clifford's asking for a friend. Has anyone ever caught 2 tagged redfish?
You know, I will tell you a story really quickly. There was a young woman who called in who was not registered. She had a live redfish in her possession. We told her she was not registered, she could not win. She said she would release the fish. She released the fish, and then about 5 hours later called us back and said that she had recaptured the fish. And that is the only time I've ever heard of someone catching a tagged redfish twice. But unfortunately, that individual did not have a valid Florida fishing license, and therefore she could not win.
Yes, that is very important to have, and we check on that.
So remember, you do have to have a Florida fishing license.
Yes. Amy wants to know, she's in Brevard County, and if we released any in Central Brevard.
Well, I am going to tell you, Amy, we did. We did release in the Cocoa Beach area and Cape Canaveral and Merritt Island. Again, we release those fish in areas where anglers are known to catch redfish. I can tell you, last year we had a fish that was caught, the same fish was caught by two different anglers in the Cape Canaveral area. So just know, yes, there are fish, and those fish seem to do very well in that area. And remember, Brevard County has a total of 8 tagged redfish.
And they're hungry.
Yes, they are.
All right, Robin wants to know, does everyone else enjoy these little social minutes with each other during the video? I see Robin and Amy and I think Donna always comment on each other. So we see you guys chatting away too. So thank you guys for joining in, or thank you ladies. Amy wants to know, did they only tag mahi and release them at the bottom of the state, so in South Florida, and how many?
Yes, Amy, those fish are migratory fish. So what we did was we got those fish prior to them migrating up the coastlines of Florida. Those fish were released by Beyond Our Shores Dolphin Research Group. They tagged them in the lower keys so that they could migrate up both the east and west coast. And I believe they tagged 26 dolphin this year. So there were quite a few dolphin that were tagged. One was recaptured prior to the start of the competition. And to this date, we still don't have any of the other fish recaptured.
There we go. All right, our next question. Is the ladies division only for redfish? No, Wanda, it is not. Lisa, if you want to explain.
Yes. So Wanda, the ladies division has all of the available species. You have the opportunity to either enter a non-tagged redfish, non-tagged trout, snook, tarpon, kingfish, dolphin, or grouper. And so those are the fish that any one of those species, if you catch during the day, you can enter into the ladies division.
All right, so Suzanne wants to know, she has a catch from a few days ago in the draft and forgot about it. Is it too late to enter in the conservation division?
Unfortunately, Suzanne, yes. You have a 24-hour time frame to enter those catch. So I apologize, but unfortunately, 24 hours is the max time that we give.
All right, and I think we're getting down to our last few questions. If you've noticed, the CCA Florida Star Tournament Facebook page is also answering some questions. So if we don't get to you, maybe Brian on the other end there will answer your questions. So Tony wants to know, what % of the Star members are in the kayak anglers division?
So Tony, we have had a huge resurgence and an upswelling of kayak anglers who are participating in our Star competition. I am going to say, however, if I were to, I can't give you an exact, but if I were to break it down, I would say probably 60% of our anglers are boat anglers, and about 35% are kayak anglers, and 5% either wade fish or fish from a dock or a shoreline. But what I will tell you is, Tony, you can enter, even though you're a kayak angler, you are not exclusively needing to enter your catch in the kayak division. You can still enter, and you as a kayak angler have a little bit of an added oomph, so to speak. As a kayak angler, you can enter in the open division. If you catch a legal redfish, enter it in the open division. And then from your kayak, when you catch another legal redfish, enter that one in the kayak division. And now you have 2 entries for the day.
Well said. And that was kind of Brian's question. Can you enter one fish in more than one category?
So no, you cannot. One fish can only be entered. So if you use a 19-inch trout in the open trout division, that is the only place you can submit that trout. You must catch another trout if you're fishing from a kayak and want to submit that trout into the kayak.
All right, thank you for clearing that up. Hey, Rick, we have talked a little bit about the trash pickup and the trash division. We actually did an entire episode on the Costa Kick Plastic Trash Division, and you can actually view that on the Star Facebook page or our YouTube channel, where we go into a lot of the prizes and details, and we actually have a few special guests that talk about their pointers for picking up some trash. So I hope that
you have a lot. You know, Rick is up in that Jacksonville area, St. Augustine area, and he has a lot of catching up to do, my friend. John Nooney is just whacking it again this year, picking up garbage. All you have to do is fill a 5-gallon bucket full of garbage that is collected, and that's the key word here. Collected, gathered, put it in a 5-gallon bucket and take a picture of it. If you don't have a lot of 5-gallon buckets, take your 5-gallon buckets, put them in a big garbage bag. Let me see that there's garbage in the bag so that I know it's truly garbage you've collected. And then you can submit the number of buckets from your picture. I have a gentleman, John, who will stack. He's got, 30, 40 5-gallon buckets, and he stacks them all up and then submits one picture. But you must have the official measuring device in the picture, Rick. Thank you.
Yes. Amy wants to know, can you enter a pufferfish?
Yes, ma'am. We actually had one in the show tonight, and that was a big pufferfish. Please enter all your puffers in the conservation division.
All right, I think that was our last question of the evening, and that about does it for tonight's show. Remember, if we couldn't see your questions because of your privacy setting on Facebook, we may not have seen them, we couldn't get to them, but you can also email info@ccaflorida.org if you have any more questions. And we hope you enjoyed learning some about the different divisions and the updates in the STAR competition. If you missed any shows, like I said before, you can locate them on the STAR Facebook page as well as our YouTube channel. We have uploaded last week's episode as well, so you can view that. Join us next week for another episode of Star Search, and we'll be updating you throughout the competition, so don't go anywhere. And remember, be sure to follow us on our social media channels. We may even go live while we're out in the water. You never know.
Well, thanks, Amanda. And thank you, everyone, for tuning in tonight to this week's episode of Star Search. And just remember, any fin is possible.